There are so many people that when you ask them how they feel, how are you today, they describe themselves by the emotion that is current or the feeling that they're going through. Just like you said, I'm tired. I am tired, I'm frustrated, I'm exhausted, I'm angry, I'm sad, and I am happy. Even that feeling of being happy is recognized by them as a temporary emotional state. Because most people confuse that feeling of happiness with the feeling of pleasure. Pleasure is momentary. Ultimately, beyond and above everything, we are all searching for truth. And the difference between what is real and what is true is that the truth never changes. So if I tell you, the truth stands no matter what, yet you identify yourself with the emotion, which changes. You may feel, enthusiastic in the morning, you may feel exhausted in the afternoon, you may feel angry in the evening, you may feel sad when you see something, you may feel nostalgic when you see something else. It's always the current emotion that you're identifying with. But those emotional states, they come and they go. They don't remain. But the one that knows that this emotion is current, the I am, that is unchanging. That is unchanging. It is the only unchanging. It is the only fact. And that's the difference between what is true and what is real. No one says that this world you're seeing, these emotions you're feeling, are not real. They are real. They are definitely real. You are going through it. When you're angry, you can feel that your heart rate is increasing. You got a rapid heart rate. You're feeling hot. You can feel all those changes happening. You're breathing very rapidly. Your blood pressure is going up. When you're sad, you can feel that these exhalations are becoming extremely long. It's a feeling in your throat as if your throat is closing. These are real feelings. No one says they're not real. But they are temporary, yet we define ourselves by it. We rule our lives by these passing emotions. Emotion states come and go. They are temporary guests. They are temporary guests, and yet we make them the owners of what it is. You see, look around you. I see so much anger, so much irritation everywhere I go. People are not patient. They don't want to wait their turn. Something is delayed at the checkout. Everybody's shouting and screaming. If you by mistake, you're looking at a text message when that green light turns, bah, 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 behind you. Sometimes I like to hear the bah, 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 because I'm dreaming a little bit at the traffic light, staring out into the distance, and which is fine. People don't have any patience, and if you talk to them at that moment and try to reason with them and say, it's okay, chill, or whatever you want to tell them, they get even more angry with you. Because at that time, you are not talking to the person, you are talking to the emotion. Anger has totally taken over them. And no matter what you say, no matter how much you reason with them at that moment, It doesn't work. You know, when a child is overwhelmed, when a baby is overwhelmed and they're throwing a tantrum, that is not the time to say, you're a bad boy, said wrong things, don't do this in the future, say sorry to me, and all of this. No, they are so annoyed, so angry. You have to wait. You have to wait till the child is calm and that anger has passed. And only then will your reasoning, your rationale make sense. You see, if you understand, if you in your day, if I asked you to just record all your emotions through the day, you will see that they are rising, they are falling, they are rising, they're falling right through the day. And if there are times you feel energized, there are times you don't. There are times you feel exhausted. There are times times that are good for creative work. There are times that are good for, meditative work. There are times that you just need to go to sleep. Right? We have so many different emotions, so many different feelings that come and go through the day. And we don't recognize them. We find instead something in our environment that justifies what we're feeling. So if you're feeling miserable, and I've given this example to you so many times, the same rain, the thunder and the rain outside can give you two different sensations. If you're in a good mood, if you're in an upbeat, if you're feeling nice, you will look at the rain and the raindrops and say, oh my God, God is sending his bounty to me. How wonderful is this world? Everything looks so beautiful. But if you were getting ready to go for a walk and you have your shoes on and everything, you're going to be cursing. You're going to say, my God, every time this always happens, every time I want to do something, this silly rain comes and ruins my happiness. Don't we do this? It's what you're feeling first. So if you want your outer world to be good, it has to begin here, inside. It has to begin, not even, I always say inside, but I'm actually talking about outside. I'm asking you to break these walls of this body and mind and move into the source. The source, the one that the I am that I keep referring to, is just watching, is just observing, is unmoved, is unchanged. It cannot be burnt, it cannot be touched. It is all ever present. Right? And that source is the fountain of peace, the fountain of love. You see, when we go to a psychiatrist or a therapist, the first thing they do is to justify your feelings. Yeah, it is absolutely real, and people need to acknowledge your feelings. I see that all the time. And while I respect the work that they're doing with people in alleviating suffering, the Eastern philosophy is a little bit different. Yes, while feelings come and go, that they are real, they need not be your identity. They can be acknowledged and released. You do not need to be completely wrapped up in the emotion. And this is what happens. Gosh, I'm so in love. I'm so totally in love. This is the best thing that happens. And the smallest thing that goes wrong, and the entire world that you created, this castle that you created, collapses completely. You're devastated and you're sobbing and you're crying. We're so connected to our emotions. It's so important to feel good all the time. We don't want to be uncomfortable. No discomfort at any cost. Everything must be good. Can you have discomfort and feel the peace? It's like just retreating into that source, dropping into the meditation, expanding into the universe. At the moment when the fear is gripping you, when the anxiety is getting, what's going to happen to me? What's my future? How am I going to live? All these unreal thoughts, fears, and anxieties create emotions in you, create these feelings in you, and they don't help you at all. They are of very little use to you. Because your duty at all times is to present to the world calm and peaceful. How fast you can get back from the emotion. You know, those, I don't know if you all had those bouncy dolls when you all were little that were blown up, little clowns, and you pushed it and it came right back at you, right? Yeah, you got to be like one of those bouncy dolls. No matter how much life pushes you down, you're going to bounce back. Get back to center. Get back to center. How quickly you do this is the art of living. This is how you live. You live on the surface of life, not moved so much, always mindful that you're not qualifying the I am. I am tired. I'm exhausted. I am Laurie. I have black hair. I have blue eyes. I have, so connected with all the things we possess and all the things that are going wrong. So much that we have. There is this repository of continuous peace where everything breaks down. All the walls that you've created, this is my space, my boundary. Okay? How dare you enter this boundary? I am so annoyed with you. Don't talk to me in that way. Don't look at me in that way. At people saying, what are you staring at? They come up to you and say, do you know who I am? I'm like, okay, there's a person here who doesn't know who they are, has major identity crisis. So many people just looking for trouble. Emotional states are temporary. You need to focus on the first part of that statement. I am tired. And stop with I am. I am nothing. I am not exhausted. I am not tired. I'm not angry. I'm not miserable. I'm none of those things. I am. And when you are angry, annoyed, irritated, you have to ask, on whose behalf am I feeling this? What is it that inside of me that's feeling this annoyance, this irritation? That someone said something and meant something else, that things are not going exactly as planned, that life is taking on a different trajectory from what you envisioned. And now you are thoroughly miserable. Which part of you is getting miserable? Your head, your hand, your heart. Your heart is doing perfectly fine. It's beating regardless. It's not bothered. This body is not bothered about what you feel, but you create havoc with your feelings. You create havoc with your stress. You give this body so much grief with your feelings. Every feeling has a corresponding breath pattern. Every feeling gives rise to certain hormones being released in your body. Can you, instead, by using the breath, get back to center? Release from that feeling of anger. You know that that anger is a rapid heart rate, a rapid breath. Then by increased exhales and inhales, can we release that anger? Sure we can. If an emotion gives rise to a breath pattern, then a breath pattern can control that emotion. You can get out of your feelings, your strong feelings of grief, of being trapped, of being wherever you are, just by using the breath in the moment. What we have learned through pranayama is priceless because it helps you to reach the emotional state that you wish to reach. The next time that you feel annoyed, irritated, angry, and you make a statement, describe, it's very commonplace, right? Everybody describes themselves. I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, you have to stop and think, what am I doing? My only job is to present this moment enthusiastic, ready to do whatever it takes. Have faith, have courage, have gratitude. There are things that are going to be coming at you. I don't know what your future is. But every single day is going to be a challenge. There are going to be more and more challenges. It's not the same as when you were a baby. Everything morphs and changes. Some people had their challenges when they were young. Some people have their challenges as they grow older. But challenges will present themselves. And then what are you going to do? How are you going to show up and face everything? Having the faith not in a God that's going to help you or pull you out. No, having the faith that you have everything in you to deal with whatever is coming your way. I believe in me. Having the courage to do what it takes. Every crisis pulls out a different part of you. That sometimes things that you never knew you were capable of. And then that gratitude that, hey, I've enjoyed so much. Fill yourself with faith, courage, gratitude. Faith, courage, gratitude. That helps you overcome any feeling. And sometimes, I forget. I keep telling you all this. I forget. And I need Rajiv to tell me, you got to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I do. You forget because the old conditioning is very strong. The mind is very strong. It wants to possess you. The feelings want to possess you. They want to own you. And if you are talking or responding to the world as me, the body, me, the feelings, me, the thoughts, me, the emotion, me, the ego, that's trouble. But when you are me, the one that knows, then you are in a completely different place. Then you're responding as someone that just observes it all. Everything is coming. There is a difference between saying, I am angry, and there is some anger. There is some anger. Let it come. Let it go. You remain in peace. Om Shanti. Hey everyone, thanks for visiting my channel, and if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and turn on notifications so I can continue to bring you more content just like this on knowledge, on meditation, and on insights for a happy life. Don't forget, happiness is your birthright.